All right, everyone, and welcome. And today I will be diving in straight at Andoni Iraola's tactical setup in FM26, in my own opinion. And like you can see on my screen, I have in in possession tactics or formation and out of possession formation. So you can see we have a 4-2-3-1 in possession and a 4-4-2 out of possession, which Andoni Iraola tends to set his team doing possession and out of possession. So one of the things you have to understand about his Bournemouth team is that they actually aggressive doing pressing, and they tackle harder and or tend to be more physical on their opponents. They make use of a man-to-man press. They trap outside to suffocate the opposition, and that's where you see they try to outnumber the opposition in the outside of the pitch. That's at the byline area, which is which they tend to use not just the fullbacks and the winger, but as well as a defensive midfielder in Tyler Adams. That's him. Okay, so for that, and one of the things you have to understand is that whenever doing pressing, whenever one person steps out of position, another person tends to fill in that position left behind by his teammates. So that's it for that. So right now we'll be going straight into the tactical setup. So for in possession, we actually have a 4-2-3-1 style of play. And for your two center back, Iraola tends to use two ball playing center backs. So for that, we'll go with the ball playing center backs and two wing backs, both on the left and the right hand side. And for your defensive midfielder, we went for who is Tyler Adams. We went for a DM, that's a defensive midfielder. And for the second midfielder, we decided to go for the ball playing box to box playmaker, because we need him to be more creative and as well balance between defense and attack. But one of the things you have to understand is doing build up or whenever Bournemouth are with the ball, it tends to push up and high. That's higher up the pitch. So you have box to box playmaker. Then for your number 10, you have attacking midfielder, yeah. And then for your two wingers, we decided to go with the wide forward in order to stay wide and act as goal threat as well. So that's just it. And then for your center forward, we decided to go, or for your striker, we decided to go for the center forward. Just balance. Then for out of possession, where you have the 4-4-2 formation, we decided to go for one cover center back. Because actually I was supposed to go with the stopping center back. The stopping center back, you can see as a cover, the center back is asked to adapt a more cautious approach, holding his line and waiting to react to the position attacker movements. As you can see, he's actually pushing up high, doing press. You can see him here on the diagram. He's pushing up high. Then with your covering center back, you can see doing opposition is actually falling back, as you can see. So that's it for the two rows. So one is covering center back, and the reason I went for this is that I tried playing sorry about this. I tried playing two stopping center back, and actually the central between crosses or so, this central area was actually left open. Okay, so I decided to leave one behind. So with your fullbacks, we decided to go for the holding fullback. This is in order to create, because our two center backs might push up, or one of them might push higher. So the reason I went for this is because these two fullbacks tend to cover this gap left behind by the center backs. Okay, then for your defensive midfielder, who's Tyler Adams, we decided to go for the wide covering defensive midfielder. This is in order for him to help with defending the flank areas. So you might end up seeing him in areas like this and this. This is in order to win back and outnumber the opposition at the byline during pressing. Okay, for your two wingers, we decided to go for the wide midfielders, and then for your attacking midfielder, he will push up to act as a striker, but this time around as a tracking center forward. And you have your number 9 who still acts as a center forward. So now, like I said earlier, Andoni Iraola tends to make use of a man-to-man press, a aggressive press, and tackle other instruction for his team. So for that, okay, for our goalkeeper, we decided to go with a sweeper keeper. We decided to go for a sweeper keeper and a ball playing goalkeeper in possession, but out of position, we're going for a sweeper keeper. So as you can see, like I said, his team tends to be aggressive with the press and the rest. So this is what we did. So you click on the player instruction, as you can see. For player instructions, you can see okay, in possession you have, but now you go to the out of possession and you go for trigger press more often. Marking, you go for mark tighter, and then for your tackling, you go for tackle harder. So this same instruction, you do it with every single player from attack to midfield. That's the wingers, both the wingers and the midfield. Let me show you. As you can see, out of position, trigger press more often, marking, mark tighter, tackling, tackle harder. So you can see for both wingers and also as well as your DM, out of position more often. Trigger press more often, marking, mark tighter, tackling, tackle harder. That's for every single position, apart from your fullbacks and your center backs. Because the reason I did this is in order to avoid fouling offenses in the box area, or in the 18-yard box, or close to the 18-yard box for my defenders. So as you can see, I decided to go with, you can see, just mark tighter. I just went to the mark tighter with them. I went to the mark tighter with my holding fullback, and I went with the out of position mark tighter for my covering center back, and just trigger press because he's a covering center back, so he's going to be the one pushing high, covering gaps left behind by his teammates. So he goes with the trigger press. This one is by default. Actually, is by default. The marking went with the mark tighter, but tackling I left it as standard. But from your midfield upward, that is your wingers and your strikers, we decided to go with mark tighter, press more often as player instruction, and tackle harder. So that's it. So that's it for all of them. Okay, so that's that. So now we'll go to the visualizer. You can see in possession how the team looked like. Doing build up, it looks like a 2. You can see it doing build up. Okay, doing progression, you can see it's already taking shape. You can see the one of the DM actually pushes forward, while the other one plays, that is Adams, actually plays as a single DM. Then during the final third, you can see how the shapes looks like now. Everyone taking their own position, making the front line look like a three at the front. And so technically it's like a 2-1-4-3 formation. Okay, out of possession, you can see during the low block, you can see how the team shape. You can see the team shape. At the wide areas, you can see we have 3 men tackling, both from the tracking center back, the wide defensive midfielder, and the wide midfielder. You can see how congested it is in this area, in the wide areas where we set our traps. Okay, so that's that. So now we'll go to all instructions. For all instructions in possession, we decided to go because his team tends to play his team tends to be quick on the ball, high tempo football. So we decided to go. Actually, I decided to go for standard passing directness, but I was not having the kind of result I needed, so I went for shorter. The team still tends to play long balls as well, not just, but they pick their movements. So we decided to go for shorter. Then tempo, we decided to go for much higher. Time wasting went for less often. Attacking transition went for counter attack. Attacking width went for narrower. Play for set piece, no. Dribbling went for encourage. Supporting run went for both flanks. That is both flanks overlap. While underlap balance. Then goalkeeper distribution, we decided to go for the fullbacks. Goal kicks went for long. Build up strategy went for bypass press. The reason went for the bypass press is to take fewer risks during build up, play direct passes when pressured. Because our team, based on we tend to do a man-to-man marking, most of the time we usually win back the second balls. Okay. So for creative freedom, went for more expressive. As you can see, more expressive, because Iraola tends to encourage his team to be more progressive with the ball. Progress through went for both flanks. Pass reception, we decided to go for pass into space in order to take advantage of the space left behind. And you'll see a lot of through balls, thereby encouraging your players to run onto the ball. For patience, we decided to go for standard. Shoot from distance. Actually, you can encourage shoot on sight. You can go for balance, but in this, we decided to go for just balance alone. But you can decide to go for shoot on sight. Okay, for crossing style, we decided to go for low crosses. And then for out of possession, we decided to go for line of engagement, high press, defensive line, much higher, trigger press, much more often. This defensive transition, counter press, and tackling. We decided to go for get stuck in, cross engagement, stop crosses, pressing trap outside, short goalkeeper distribution. Yes. Okay, so that's that. And okay, for this, okay, for defensive line behavior, we decided to go for step up more. So that's that. For Andoni Iraola style of play. And actually I've actually tested it with a few sample, as you can see on the screen. Forget about the preseason actually, because I hardly ever play preseason. I just go on vacation during those period. Allow my assistant manager take care of it. But for the league, you can see actually our first game against Liverpool, we actually lost. But you can see we had 7 shots on target. I think it's just a personnel problem, not actually a tactics problem. And okay, so which other game again? For Wolves, okay, we were more dominant against Wolves, but without the possession by our XG, you can see 3.35. 3.53. Then our next one was against Spurs, that's Tottenham. You can see you can see the XG 2.85, 2.9. So we won 4-3. Okay, so that's that for this style of play. And you can, if you please like, subscribe, and also you can download the tactics in the description area. Please like, and I would really really love it if you could all click on subscribe. um please just click subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Thanks. See you in the next video. Peace and love.